Chapter 7. Maybe they got lost in the tundra, Dad suggested. Doubt it, Arthur said. Those two knew what they were doing. The monster killed them. That's what happened. He paused to butter another slice of bread. Close your mouth, Jordan, Nicole said. I don't want to look at your chewed-up French fries. I guess my mouth had been hanging open. I shut it and swallowed. Arthur seems like a weird guy, I thought, but he's not lying to us. He definitely believes in the abominable snowman. Nicole asked him, Has anyone else seen the snow monster? Yep, a couple of TV people from New York. They heard about what happened to my friend and came to town to investigate. They set out into the tundra, never came back either. We found one of them, frozen to death in a block of ice. Who knows what became of the other? Then Mrs. Carter, she lives at the end of Main Street. She saw the snow monster a few days later. Arthur continued in a low voice. She was looking through her telescope and spied him out in the tundra. He was chewing on bones, she said. Don't believe me? Go ask her yourself. Dad made a noise. I glanced at him. He was trying to keep from laughing. I didn't see what was so funny. This snow monster sounded pretty scary to me. Arthur glared at Dad. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to, Mr. Blake, he said. Call me Gary, Dad repeated. I'll call you what I want, please, Mr. Blake, Arthur said sharply. What I'm telling you is true. That monster is real, and he's a killer. You're taking a big risk chasing after him. No one has ever caught him. Anyone who goes out after him doesn't return. We'll take our chances, Dad said. I've heard stories like this before, in other parts of the world. Stories about monsters in the jungle or weird creatures in the ocean. So far, the stories have never turned out to be true. I have a feeling the abominable snowman will be no different. Part of me really wanted to see the snow creature, but part of me hoped Dad was right. I don't deserve to die, I thought, just because I want to see snow. Well, Dad said, wiping his mouth, let's get going. Everybody ready? I'm ready, Nicole piped up. Me too, I said. I couldn't wait to get out in the snow. Arthur said nothing. Dad paid the lunch check. We waited for change. Dad, I asked, what if the abominable snowman is real? What if we run into him? What will we do? He pulled something small and black out of his coat pocket. This is a radio transmitter, he explained. If we get into any kind of trouble out in the wilderness, I can radio the ranger station in town. They'll send a helicopter to rescue us. What kind of trouble, Dad? Nicole asked. I'm sure there won't be any trouble, Dad assured us, but it's good to be prepared for emergencies. Right, Arthur? Arthur smacked his lips and cleared his throat, but he didn't reply. I figured he was angry because Dad didn't believe his stories about the snow monster. Dad returned the radio transmitter to his coat pocket. He left a tip for the waitress. Then we spilled outside into the cold Alaskan air, ready to head out for the frozen tundra. Was an abominable snowman waiting for us somewhere out there? We would find out soon. Chapter 8. Smack. Bullseye. I hit Nicole in the middle of her backpack with a snowball. Dad, Nicole cried. Jordan hit me with a snowball. Dad had his camera in front of his face, clicking away as usual. Good for you, Nicole, he said absently. Nicole rolled her eyes. Then she ripped off my ski cap. She stuffed it with snow and smushed it on top of my head. Snow trickled down my face. The cold burned my skin. At first, I thought snow was cool. I could mush it up in my hand to make snowballs, fall down in it without getting hurt, put it on my tongue and let it melt into water. But I was beginning to feel the cold. My toes and fingers were getting numb. We had already walked 2 miles out of town. When I looked back, I couldn't see it. I could only see snow and sky. Only 8 more miles to the cabin, I thought, wiggling my fingers inside my mittens. 8 more miles? It was going to take forever. And all around us, nothing but snow, miles and miles of it. Dad and Arthur trudged beside the dog sled. Arthur had brought along 4 Alaskan Huskies, Binko, Rocky, Tintin, and Nicole's favorite, Lars. They pulled Dad's big trunk and the other supplies in a long, narrow sled. Nicole and I each carried a backpack filled with emergency food and other supplies. Just in case, Dad said. In case of what? I wondered. In case we get lost? In case the dogs run away with the sled? In case the abominable snowman captures us? Dad snapped pictures of the dogs, of us, of Arthur, of the snow. Nicole threw herself backward into a snowdrift. Look, an angel, she cried, waving her arms up and down. She jumped up and we checked out the snow angel. Cool, I admitted. I lay on my back to make one too. When Nicole came closer to inspect it, I whopped her with a snowball. Hey, she cried. I'm going to get you for that. I leaped up and darted away. The deep snow crunched under my shoes. Nicole ran after me. We raced ahead of the dog sled. Be careful, kids, Dad called after us. Stay out of trouble. I stumbled in the snow. Nicole pounced on me. I wriggled free and bolted away. What kind of trouble could we get into? I thought as my feet crunched along. There's nothing but snow for miles around. We couldn't even get lost out here. I turned around and ran backwards, waving at Nicole. Try and catch me, Miss Factoid, I teased. Name-calling is so immature, she yelled, chasing after me. Then she stopped and pointed behind me. Jordan, look out! Hey, I'm not falling for that old trick, I called back. I skipped backward through the snow. I didn't want to take my eyes off of her, in case she planned to pelt me with snowballs. Jordan, I mean it, she screamed. Stop!